Chad, it's Friday.
It's Friday back in the studio, too.
Friday in the studio,
haven't
in
been
person.
in the studio in 2 weeks. So excited.
We missed you.
Said
right.
no man ever.
Stop. All right, question for you. If you could teach the entire world one concept, what would it be?
Oh, I just had this question. I just had this question in New York last Saturday night at an event I did. And that is, if I could teach the world one lesson, it's the lesson of optimism and what it actually means, to me anyway. And so I get charged a lot with being overly optimistic, enthusiastically optimistic. Actually, one of my clients said, Chad, we need less optimism from you. And I'm like, well, what do you hire me for, right? He said, no, we just need realistic. I said, okay, well, the reality is that you don't understand what optimism stands for. And what optimism to me is, optimism and pessimism, they can exist together. Most people say they can't because they're two opposing viewpoints. Well, no. So let's talk about what pessimism is. Pessimism is like, I think things are going bad. I don't think things are going to turn out well. And so, yes, I can look at the economy right now, and I can be pessimistic about the economy. I can say, listen, it's an election year. Interest rates are still 6.5% to 7%. I can say the market's getting tougher. I just read an article that said that it has turned. The market has shifted into now a buyer's market, not a seller's market. So what does that mean for our home builders? And I can be pessimistic about the things that are going on. And I don't think they're going in the right direction. I can think that. But I can also, at the same time, have optimism about my ability to deal with those situations. And so when I get charged with being over-optimistic, people think that I'm optimistic, that I look at the storm and I say, the storm isn't sitting right in front of us. No, there's a storm sitting right in front of us. I can see it's raining. I can see the dark clouds. I can see lightning. And all the wishing and wondering and changing of perspectives doesn't change that there's a storm sitting in front of us. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. But I'm very optimistic in my ability to deal with whatever the storm is. I'll figure it out. Now, pain is required to figure out these storms. Pain is required to deal with the challenges and the storms in our life. Suffering is optional. So what that means is when I'm pessimistic about the circumstances and I'm pessimistic about my ability to deal with the circumstances, then I will suffer. That is to say a state of suffering for me. So I think the idea is when you're a salesperson and you're looking at all these things ahead of you, one is realizing that you signed up for this. You signed up for it. You want a big life. You want big contributions. You want big abundance. You want to make money. You want to drive the G-Wagon. You want to have the nice life. You want to go to Germany. You want to have the trips. Well, you signed up for all the obstacles along the way as well. And so how do you get through that? Have optimism in your ability to deal with whatever is given to you, whatever is thrown at you. I believe that God has created you to deal with any of the storms. He has not created you to live a storm-free life. He has not created you for a life without storms, just with your ability to get through and weather the storms. That's the lesson that I would teach every single person.